Yo, this your boy, the real McCoy, coming at you, talking about football, you know what I mean, the NFL, my Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys, man? A gritty, sloppy, ugly overtime win at home, division rival, Philadelphia Eagles, man. Good win, man. It was a good win. I mean, there were doubts, no doubt. There were some doubts. They know if we were going to be able to pull it out. It was an ugly game. It was an ugly game, man. It was penalties, pre-snap penalties. The opening kickoff, Lucky Whitehead fumbled it. I mean, he bounced up and it came straight back down. You know what I mean? That wasn't good. And we had roughing the kicker on field goals. Too many men on the field on a punt. Like, why are you kidding me? You know what I mean? That's the type of all those seasons where we kept going 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. Those were the type of penalties that we would get. Just silliness, man. Holding on kick on punt returns. Zeke had a long 60-yard run that got called back for holding by our center Travis Frederick. It was an ugly game. It kind of reminded me of 2014 when we played the Redskins on Monday Night Football. You know, the Redskins had a third-string quarterback in, and it was ugly because it looked like the Jason Garrett and the coaching staff and Romo then, but tonight looked like Jason Garrett and the coaching staff and Dak Prescott. They had a hard time figuring out the blitzes. Picking up the blitz, figuring it out, getting protection right, and things like that. I mean, he looked, Dak Prescott, especially in the first half, looked like a fourth-round pick. He was picked 135 overall. He looked confused. I hate turnovers, but especially in the red zone. You can't have red zone turnovers because you're taking points off the board. I'd rather have touchdowns, but I'd rather have 3 points than nothing. You know, man, he threw a pick. He was trying to force it into Bryce Butler. It was a forced throw anyway. Even if it didn't get intercepted, which it did, it was a forced throw. He was reading Bryce basically the whole time. The backer slid over and he slid back. He didn't see the backside. Got confused. Didn't see it. Picked off in the end zone. Like, God, motherfucker. Man, I hate red zone turnovers, man. I was like, man, you know, he looks like a rookie. But I knew he would stay poised. Just because you're poised don't mean you're going to play well. I knew he's going to stay poised. But, you know, he had to step his game up in the second half. And we were down by 10 points twice in the second half. I think 20-10 and 23-13. And I was like, man, it was just one of those nights. You know, just one of those nights. But we fought, man. The guys fought. The defense stepped up and made plays when they needed to, when they had to. You know, Barry Church left it with an arm injury. Mo Claiborne went out again, I think with his groin. Things like that, a groin injury. We got Scandrick back. Dez came back, had some big catches. Dak Prescott scratched the field. I'm just thinking off the top of my head right now, man. I'm pumped. This was a good win because it was one of those, because we won. We scored 29 points. And we played sloppy. I mean, it was the Eagles are, I think, the most penalized team in the NFL. Well, the Cowboys were trying to catch them. We were trying to catch them tonight with these silly penalties, man. Penalties that extend drives when you get off the field on third downs. Like, what are we doing here? It's just crazy, you know. I thought maybe, this is Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott. It's their first, mainly Dak. His first time coming off a bye week in the NFL. I mean, you get those in college too. But, you know, it could be a little different, you know what I mean? Maybe he needs to play every week. Things like that, you know. But he bounced back and had a solid second half. The overtime drive was great. You know what I mean? Great call by Jason Garrett on the, I believe it was the fourth quarter with the fake punt. I think it was 4th and 8. Stephen Jones ran for 30 yards. And then on the overtime drive, the coin flip is very important. We won that, received it. We received it, and it was a 4th and 1, right around. I mean, it was within Dan Bailey's field goal range. But I wonder if Jason Garrett what's he's gonna do, I think the old Garrett probably would have kicked the field goal. So I was like, go for it, man. Go for it. We got the best offensive line in football. The leading NFL's leading rusher. Let's go for it. And we got the quarterback sneak with Dak. When he scrambled around, how he spun back and threw the game-winning touchdown to Jason Witten, Romo can't do that anymore. If Romo would have tried to spin back like that, he would have hurt his back. Trying to, rotate you and swivel your hips around and turn around. I mean, he would have pulled a muscle in his back and he would have, he'd have got hurt. Romo just can't do that no more. That's what Dak Prescott brings to the table. Jerry Jones is already saying Dak is going to start next week in Cleveland. I guess Romo's going to be hurt for another week. He could be hurt. I don't know how that whole thing is going to play out. But it was just an ugly, sloppy game, man. But we still scored 29. Zeke didn't have 100. He didn't have 100 yards rushing. He didn't have 130, 150 rushing yards. He had Jet with like 96, 97. So he didn't have 100 rushing yards. We had a lot of penalties. We played sloppy, but yet we still won the game. And that's key to me because that's how playoff games, a lot of playoff games are. It gets ugly sometimes. You got to grind it out. And it's like that because, good teams make the playoffs. It's not easy, man. It's not easy to win on any given Sunday in the NFL, let alone a playoff game. But a good win, man. Carson Wentz played well, man. Didn't have a lot of passing yards, but he was sharp. His receivers let him down. If the Eagles organization are smart, they'll put some receivers around Carson Wentz, man. And if they play it right, we got to deal with him every year, twice a year. I wasn't high on this draft class as far as quarterbacks, but out of the quarterbacks that came out, Carson Wentz, his talent, his ceiling is the highest out of all of them. Even more so than Dak. Arm strength, talent, size, big arm, things like that. His potential is the highest. But anyway, man, it was a good win. Dak was under some pressure. He looked confused at times. He hasn't really been blitzed that often throughout the course of an NFL game. But it was good because it was an ugly win. Because it ain't gonna be pretty all the time in the NFL. It was an ugly win, so we've proven to win another way now. We dominated the Bengals. We went on the road and basically dominated the Green Bay Packers. Now we had to play from behind. We were down by 10 twice in the fourth quarter. Fought our way back. Led by a young rookie quarterback. We won without Zeke dominating the game. He was consistent. He was consistent enough to where the defense had to respect it. And coming in for our Cowboys, the one team that we have a hard time running against, it seems, is the Philadelphia Eagles. And when we play the Eagles, the one guy we gotta get blocked is Fletcher Cox. I just remember the Thanksgiving Day game in 2014 in Dallas. We got dominated by the Eagles. DeMarco Murray didn't really have a good game. We couldn't block Fletcher Cox. He made some tackles tonight. Him and Zach Martin was going at it. That's a great matchup there. But we have to. I think Benny Logan didn't play. I think he had a groin injury. But we have to contain Fletcher. The Eagles defense is solid, man. We played sloppy, still put up 29 points. The defense played on. It was okay. No need to really talk about the pass rush or the lack of pass rush because we just don't have it. Let me know what you guys think, Cowboys Nation, man. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. It was a good win because of how we won. It was ugly, sloppy, penalties, things we need to clean up. We definitely need to clean that up. It wasn't smooth sailing for Dak. It was a learning experience. With all that being said, we won the game. What you guys think, man? Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And this your boy, The Real McCoy, man. I'm out. How about them Cowboys, man? Peace.